your head, man, personally?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna write this.
Put it over there then.
You see that? And that's mine. Where you get that from? Who had this?
Yeah, make sure everybody share the class.
I'm looking for this, man.
I always talk at home.
I just got broad a little bit. Go ahead.
Okay.
This is mine, though. Go ahead. Go ahead. Just read in the school. Y'all leave that in there.
Lucky, that was me that had right now.
All right, we live right now, everybody. Okay. All right, Shalom, Lord in Christ Israel. This is Officer Quadash Debar, and Officer Awaya, Officer of 1,000 Awaya, Officer of 5,000 Quadash Debar. We're getting ready to go over the Feast of Dedication, which is also known as Hachaanakah. Let's get right into it. We're going to go to Maccabees. First Maccabees chapter 4, verse, where you at? 54?
52.
52.
We're gonna go on. You can get one up here if you like to. Come on, you can get one. Just be careful. We're gonna be starting at Maccabees, the first chapter. Alright. You gonna get up here, Wyatt? You need to get a reader nice and loud. Nice and loud reader. We're gonna go ahead and get started. No, I'm too wild. You can go ahead and start.
Kind of a concept. This is the book of First Maccabees. Slack is from chapter 3.
Chapter 1, verse 1.
Oh, chapter 1, verse 1. Kind of. This is the book of Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim.
All right, so we talking about the Macedonians, right? Is anybody familiar with who the Macedonians are? All right, anybody? Anybody out of there? Who remember the story of with Esther, right? Go ahead.
I remember the gist of it. So basically, Esther, her and her nation that were in captivity, and Esther came up. She was an Israelite. She was an Israelite princess, and she came up in the heathen nation. And the heathen king married Esther because of her righteousness.
Who remember Haman? Who familiar with Haman? All right. Anybody familiar with Haman? Who Haman is? You know who Haman is? Katab, you know who Haman is? Okay, so Haman was one of the wicked leaders in that time of Esther, right? He was one of their wicked leaders, but his race goes all the way back to the Macedonians. All right, somebody pull editions of Esther 16 and 10.
So what chapter?
Editions of Esther, chapter 16, verse 10. Go ahead, Katab. Give him the mic.
The additions to Esther, chapter 16 and verse 10. For Haman, a Macedonian.
A what?
A Macedonian.
A what?
A Macedonian.
So Haman, if y'all familiar with the story of Esther, Haman was a Macedonian. He come from a Macedonian race, which is Edom. All right, these people have a long-term history of hating us and going against us. Because Haman was, what was his job? He was trying to get all of the Israelites killed and slaughtered in the times of Esther.
Come.
You understand? So let's go back to First Maccabees 1:1. Read.
Everybody got that?
Nice and loud.
Had smitten Darius.
Read from the top.
And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of
So
Chile.
this is the point I'm getting to. Like Alexander the Greek, he was a Macedonian. His race comes from Macedonia. Go all the way back, you know what I'm saying, to his lineage. That's the only reason I really pulled that. So y'all can get a gist of who these people really are. These are some really hateful people. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the Israelites, these is like one of the worst ones in history, recorded in history. All right, keep going, read.
Had smitten Darius, king of Persians and Medes.
So Alexander, he smitten Darius, the king of the Persian and the Medes, right? This is who he killed to get on top. He killed, you know what I'm saying, what you call today a so-called Iranian. You know what I'm saying? King Darius, right? Read.
That he reigned in his stead. The first over Greece.
The first over what?
Over Greece.
Over what?
Greece.
The first ones recorded, man, over Greece. You know, to actually get into their reign and in their power. Alexander, the Greek, when you hear, like in the world, they used to call him what? They used to call him, when I learned in school, Alexander the Great. But what you gonna learn, man, is like in the Apocrypha, you're gonna realize how evil he really is towards God or towards God's chosen people and everything. You're gonna see the real true history of Alexander. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna call him I'm gonna say Alexander the Greek. I'm just keep it at that. He ain't done, he's done nothing great. You're gonna see the things that he done is satanic towards the Most High's children. How he felt towards the Israelites. All right, so this is the first time of his reign coming into power. Okay, read.
Verse 2. And made many wars.
And he did what?
Made many wars.
He made many wars, man. He went all throughout the earth, murdering and killing. You understand? That's how he really got on top. Like, you see these rich nations right now? These rich nations, they ain't rich because of some smart idea or no things like that. They rich off of conquering. You understand? You want to know how Esau got so much power? Because he was blessed with the sword. Esau was blessed with the sword, and that's what you're seeing right now. You understand? You want to know how they got so much power? It's because they blessed with the sword. All right, keep going.
And won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth.
And he slew what?
The kings of the earth.
He slew the kings of the earth. What is that talking about? Go ahead.
The Israelites that were in power?
No. Good time. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say all the other rulers.
All the other rulers. He more so on point with it. He went through all throughout the earth, killing. Not just the Israelites. It ain't even say nothing about Israelites yet. You know what I mean? So to get to that point, he's going and just slaughtering nations right now. He's making bloodbaths all over the world. All right, keep going.
Verse 3. And went through to the ends of the earth, and took the spoils of many.
He did what?
And took the spoils of many nations.
He took the spoils of many nations, meaning what did he do? He robbed them. You understand? You want to understand your so-called oppressor's wealth? This is how you understand it. How did he get it? By taking it. He got it utterly by robbing them and taking it. Y'all can time me anytime y'all like to. Of course, man. But this is, you getting into the gist of who Esau really is. His true spirit, man. His true spirit, man, is to kill you. You know what I mean? Really to kill you and conquer. And this is the people that they say that we supposed to make peace with. And we supposed to try to get along with and think he's going to ever change. He's never going to change. This is like recorded in history, man. How he lived and how he operated. That man is a killing machine. That's what he do. He lived by the sword. You understand? That's exactly how he lived. Go ahead, Qatar.
I wonder if the oppressor and his devilish ways, is that why they called him great? Because of how much he killed. Like, not that he was doing something good or positive, that he was just great at like death or something like that. Not necessarily a great person or anything like that, but just the amount of blood shed. Because
well, you just gotta understand this right here. Any great ideas or objectives that Esau has gotten, he got it by stealing. You gotta understand what type of person he is, man. He murder and destroy everything and just kill you mercilessly. You know what I mean? That's the spirit of that bastard. All he think about is conquering and killing you. All right, and you seeing it right now through Alexander the Greek. Keep going.
Slack, so if I could just add one more thing to that,
Go ahead.
is that okay? And this is the very proof, because you see this is all the way in the Greek time period, and you go all the way to the Native Americans. This is the proof that this man cannot change. He cannot change. There's no way possible he can change. He's the same then as he is now. Nothing has changed about him. He murders the people. He takes everything from the land, the riches, and everything that he can have. He just gobbles up the earth.
That's a heavy point on what the brother's saying, because guess what? You know what I mean? You look at blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians now, what they trying to do. They trying to cleave on to that very person and trying to change his mind. It's like you trying to change his mind of a straight serial killer. You gonna look silly. You're gonna look very comical trying to change him into loving you when he done over conquered you. You know what I'm saying? He been winning over you for over 400 years. What do he care about changing? Why would he even care about changing? You understand? It don't make sense for him to change. He done conquered us for over 400 years, and yet we're trying to get him to change to love us. How we look? You understand? It looks utterly retarded. Go ahead.
Kind of excited that you said that, because I was thinking about what you and Otto just said. Like, the oppressor literally has murdered since the inception, and then nowadays he uses terms like the Great Migration to try to lessen what he really did. It wasn't no Great Migration. That was a genocide.
Right.
It wasn't the manifest destiny. They put these lingo, these nice soft terms on mass genocide. Like, oh no, we ain't genocide nobody. It was just our Great Migration. You know.
That's a heavy point. All right, keep reading. We're going to keep moving on.
Come, sir. And so much that the earth was quiet before him.
The earth was what?
Quiet before him.
What does that mean? What's that talking about right there? The earth was quiet before him. What is this talking about? Go ahead, Mashah.
There wasn't no problem in the earth. Nations wasn't against nations. People wasn't against people before Esau came along.
You on point. You on point to it. Yashabah. You want to sit right here, sir?
Need to get up.
Who we at, man?
We at
First Maccabees.
First Maccabees, third verse, sir.
Third verse.
Come on, sir.
All right, let me hear it.
First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 3.
Yashima, move this down some. The manure. Matter of fact, Qatar, help the brother out here. It's a lot. It's a lot, Yashima. Don't sweat. Go ahead.
And went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up,
All right, so he went through. He reigning on the earth. He taking over territories. You understand? So much like the brother read before, that the earth was quiet before him. And then what he do? He had his heart lifted up. You understand? What does that mean? Michelle, you got your hand raised?
Come.
Go ahead, brother.
The part where it said, and the earth was quieted before him, that means war ceased.
Yeah.
They said, we not, if I could, Salaki for going like, yeah, fuck with him.
Yeah, man.
He got the best. So we not gonna start no more wars.
The earth was quiet before
They was quieted before him. Everybody stayed within their boundary.
Think about it in today's time, like maybe back in the day, before China's economy came up like it is now, and when the Soviet Union fell, you understand? It wasn't too much talking going on about America. You understand? Only maybe the Arabs that was hiding off in their little mountains, they was whispering, but it wasn't nothing major going on. So that's really what it's talking about. So much so that he got lifted up in his heart. The oppressor got very confident. You understand, in everything that he was doing. You know, he started big dogging and talking mad stuff, just like America does today. You know what I'm saying? America, they say they got the greatest army on the earth. And who could stand before us? You understand? So it's that same spirit. Keep going.
Verse 4. And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations.
He ruled over countries and nations, man. That's how the oppressor is today. You understand? And that's his whole goal. He want to kill all the whales in the sea.
That's right.
Anything big and powerful, he wants to destroy it so it can't stand before him. And that's what
right.
he did during this time. He was just ruling everything. Go ahead.
And kings who became tributes unto him. Tributaries unto him.
Tributes unto him. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die.
He fell sick because he was a goddamn pervert.
That's right.
Y'all might not know, man. Alexander the Greek was a pervert, man. And this book is so heavy, man. The Bible is the most prophetical and accurate historical book on the planet today. You understand? These things, we reading out the Bible, but you can match this up with the oppressor's books. You can go in Greek history and read the same thing. You can go in American history, read the same thing. He fell sick because he was a damn pervert and he put his rod in anything that moved. All right, go ahead.
Verse 6. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them, while he was yet alive.
He called who?
He called his servants.
He called his servants, man. So now we getting off into the 4 generals that took over after Alexander the pervert. When Alexander the pervert fell sick and died, his 4 generals gathered together and they split what was his. All right, keep going.
That's right.
Verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 8. And his servant.
He died a young man too. Was he like 28 or something? Mashal.
When he was 30 years old.
He was 30.
When he died.
You understand? He died a young pervert.
Man, he died from like sexual transmission disease.
So like, we covered that already. That's why we keep calling him Alexander the pervert. You understand? All right, so he died a young man because he just couldn't handle all that power, and he was with men and women and beasts and all type of disgusting things. Go ahead.
Hachaanakah, sir. Verse 8.
If you want to add something, you can. Go ahead.
And his servants bear rule everyone in his place.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 9. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years.
Right, they all put crowns on themselves, and so did their sons. Yeah, you might have just left it where it was, brother. Go ahead.
And evils were multiplied within the earth.
And what?
And evils were multiplied within the earth.
This is one of the reasons why the Apocrypha, the Catholic Church took the Apocrypha out of the Bible. All right, because you get to identify who these people are, what time period they ruled, and what they did on the earth. All right, so like you take over.
Come on, cousin. Read it again.
From top side.
Just read where it says, evils was multiplied in the earth.
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Evils was multiplied in the earth, right? So around this time, you began to see, once the Greeks had fully taken over and went into full-grown power, how evil society became. Evils was multiplied in the earth once the Greeks came into power. You understand? Keep going, read.
Verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed
Epiphanes
of Antioch, the king, who had been an hostage at Rome.
Read.
And he reigned in the 130th and 7th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
All right, so Antiochus came into full power. Come on.
He was up.
We on
What?
verse 11 now, sir.
Go ahead.
But if you want me to return again, I'll
If you could.
And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus. Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king.
Somebody look that up. Epiphanies. What's that mean? Like a god or something? Yeah. Look that up. So, where we at? Evils were multiplied on the earth. All right. This was a wicked ruler. The oppressor himself is a wicked man on the earth. And ever since he came into the power with the Greeks, all you see is homosexuality and transgenders. Right. You understand? I think it's saying that a man could be a woman. It's disgusting.
Right, sir.
You understand? All the violence that's taken over the earth.
That's
Look at all the false idols that he pushed. You know what I'm saying? Evils were multiplied when this cave beast took over. You understand? So keep going from there.
So verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root.
I got Epiphanes.
Go ahead.
Antiochus, the fourth Epiphanes was a Greek Hellenistic king who ruled the Seleucid Empire.
I just want to know what epiphanies mean.
That's just
Go ahead, bro.
This is the manifestation of Christ to the
There
Gentiles.
you go. Good. There you go. That's why you don't call him that. Because they think they called him a god. You feel me? That's why they looked at Antiochus like he was just some type of god ruling the earth. All right, so keep going.
And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes.
Surname. You know what I'm saying?
Come.
Like they looked at him like he was some type of god on the earth. Go ahead.
They were our question. That was the fact that.
If you could, brother. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
Son of Antiochus the king, who had been a hostage at Rome.
Go ahead.
And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 11. In those days there went out of Israel wicked men.
What came out of Israel?
Wicked men.
That's what we dealing with today. All right, keep going.
Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round and about us.
That's why this breakdown is so heavy, man. Because you get to see, nothing really changes on the earth. What does it say? There's nothing new under the sun. So today, you tell a brother, man, hey, man, you an Israelite, man. You understand? The Lord ain't with these other nations.
Right.
You understand? You shouldn't be celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving and Halloween and all this nonsense. And then you'll get brothers from your own family, from your own nation, your own people that'll tell you, man, no, man, I love white people. Pork is the new white meat. They regurgitate every falsehood and disgusting act that their oppressor does, because they love that oppressor. They got their head right up his Salaki. You feel me? Just like then it came wicked men out of Israel. It's the same thing going on today. You got something, brother?
Kind of say what's so heavy, if I may, what's so heavy on that chapter 2 is how it's specified that they disobeyed the covenant that was given to us by the Most High on purpose. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures state that these was wicked men.
That's very heavy, man. So when you ever want to know what a wicked man is, you understand? You always go to these scriptures and it'll tell you. It's somebody that's against the Lord, somebody that doesn't obey the laws. All right, go ahead.
Hachaanakah, sir. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Good night. Much sorrow since they left their oppressors. You understand? They can't be a white man no more. You understand? They sad. Keep going for time's sake.
Verse 12. So this device pleased them well, Slack. Verse 13. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them a license to do after the ordinance of the heathen.
Gave them a license, man. Go ahead, man. Be as Christian as you want to be. Go ahead and put that tree up. Hate your brother. You understand? Hate the Lord. That's what they doing. Katab, you got something?
I was just going to ask if that's similar to when Obama made, same-sex marriage.
That's heavy.
The same thing. And a lot of people applauded him just for, they think he's black, he's doing stuff for us.
That's heavy. Nah. They gave it up for Barack Obama. What did Farrakhan say? This is Christ returning. They was going crazy and watching like this goddamn filthy African. Y'all loving and serving this African. So anything that Barack passed, they was with it, man. And what did he do for black people? Made them gay.
Right.
All right. Locked them up. All right. Keep going.
Hachaanakah, sir. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the custom of the heathen.
Man, it ain't our custom to run around butt naked with some boots on wrestling. That's not our custom. That ain't our custom. You understand? There's a lot of disgusting things. Like, okay, you can play football, but why you got to have tights on when you do it?
Right.
What is that? That is a custom of the heathen, man. You sitting there wrestling with somebody butt naked. Like, what is that? That's not... We don't do that. The scriptures strictly go against that. Tell us, man, don't uncover your nakedness. You feel me? Right. Now, we did have war games. We'll bust a sword out in a minute and get to doing our thing like that in battle, in combat. Y'all know something about Hebrew Academy. But the customs of the heathen, man, what they call it, gymnasium. Look that up. It's disgusting. It means something. Go ahead.
If I may too say, like, they customs... Like, people look at the sport of boxing, you know what I mean, and they just look at it like it's just something normal because we've been here in America. Actually, when you go into the Bible, you realize, man, that thing is actually disgusting. You fighting, you got to get naked to fight.
What the hell? That is a demon on you. Right. Like General Muhammad said, as soon as you want to scrap, you take your shirt off. What the hell? What you doing that for? You know what I'm saying? What you taking your shirt off for, fam? So yeah, keep going.
Hachaanakah, sir. Verse 14. Verse 15, Salaki. And made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief.
That's what we in today. Today, America says everybody is American. All right? And everybody has to be an American. We can't have separate identities. If we come out and say we Jews today, they silence us, right? Y'all see what's going on with all these celebrities that don't even have half of the truth. They just know that they Israel. As soon as they utter it out their mouth, they get canceled and destroyed.
Right.
You understand? So keep going.
Hachaanakah. Verse 16.
Could he drop all the way to 20?
No, keep going. We're going to read this whole chapter. What we going to do this is the opening. So this whole chapter here shows you how we lost the temple. All right, it shows you everything that's going on. You could relate to it today, and then with the closing, we'll get around to how we rededicated that temple back to the Lord. But this is how we actually lost it, from the Greeks taking over. You know what I'm saying, and you know, just infiltrating our city and making brothers just stop being who they were to start to kiss the butt of the oppressor. This is what you need for today's time. Because all the hardcore warriors today, like, look at LeBron James. What the hell is he doing? This nigga big as hell. What you doing being scared of the oppressor?
Right.
You understand? Like we talked about with Kyrie Irving. How much money do you need, nigga? You about to apologize? Is you crazy? That's because they scared. They scared, like the scriptures say, since we left them, you know, we ain't been doing as good. So that's what they scared of. They scared to lose that little money and whatever power they think they have for their culture and their power. You know what I'm saying? Which is horrible. And that's why you need to read this first chapter, this whole first chapter. You know, that it dives directly into that. So go ahead.
Turn on concept. Verse 16. Now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion of two realms. Verse 17. Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots and elephants and horsemen and a great navy.
Come on.
Verse 18. And made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled, and many were wounded to death. Verse 19. Thus they got the strong cities in the land of Egypt, and he took the spoils thereof.
I see all them, they call it tombs, pyramids busted open. All the gold ripped, the nose is shot off. Here you go, right here. You're reading about it. All right, go ahead.
Verse 20. And after that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt. He returned again in the 143rd year and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude. Verse 21. And he entered proudly.
That's heavy right there. Because he had already taken the city and did his thing. So his heart was lifted up, as we read earlier in the chapter. So he entered proudly. Go ahead.
If I could, sir.
Go ahead.
And he took over the whole world, not to mention.
Come.
And he saved us for last.
Come. Go ahead.
And he entered proudly into the sanctuary.
And now you seeing the defilements of the temple, right? And then when you keep reading, you're going to see how and why we had to take it back. Because this is the Greeks coming in and defiling our stuff right here. All right, so go ahead.
And took away the golden altar.
Go ahead.
And the candlestick of light.
What's that candlestick of light talking about? Candlestick of light. What's that? Anybody? Kapan, go ahead.
The Torah, the law, statutes.
Candlestick of light. What you looking at right here? That's the menorah. You understand? Back in the day, when we were in our glory, everything you see on this table was gold. It was gold and silver. You know what I'm saying? So when it came to like spoils of war and stuff like that, that menorah would be big and golden. So they took the candlestick of light. Go ahead, our menorah.
Sir. And all the vessels thereof.
All the vessels thereof. You see everything up here. It was all gold. Go ahead.
Verse 22. And the table of the showbread.
And the showbread, because the Lord said during the Sabbath, it got to be that showbread right there on the table, right? Go ahead.
And the pouring vessels.
And the pouring vessels, like I said, everything you see up here. Go ahead.
And the veils.
Mm-hmm.
And the censers and the canisters, Salakia, of gold.
Where you at? 22. And the censers of gold. What we got? We got censers up here, yeah. Right there. You see the smoke coming out the censers. Everything you see up here, that's why I love this school, man. We're a biblical-based school, man. It ain't no games, man. Give it up for Commander Junior Hunter, man. This ain't the Christian church. You gonna go in the Christian church like we all grew up, and you gonna see white people and butt naked angels and all that stuff. There ain't none of that in the Bible.
Right.
Everything you reading about right here, you looking at it today. All right, so go ahead.
Hachaanakah, sir.
Sensitive gold.
And the veil, and the crown, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off.
He took all that, man. Spoils of war. Go ahead.
Verse 23. He took also the silver and the gold and the precious vessels. Also, he took the hidden treasures which he found. Verse 24. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly.
Ain't that what the heathens do today? All the Arabs and the Greeks and the oppressors that come to your neighborhood, you understand? Shawak, Kazakh. All the Arabs that come in your neighborhood, what do? They take your money and they go back to their hood. You feel me? You don't see none of that. Right now, man, we overtaking the store and protesting the store, making sure our people don't go to the store and they get closed down because of the treatment or how they treated one of our brothers. And when we went upon to talk to this oppressor, we asked him like, man, what's going on? Why you don't get back to the community? And what did he say? This is for my people. I take this money and I go back to my neighborhood. He admitted that. Like, damn, what the hell is going on? And we actually allow this? So that's what's going on here, man. He took the bread and he went right back to his people with it. Go ahead.
Verse 25. Therefore there was a great mourning in Israel.
And he made him a great massacre. That's what I missed. It was a great massacre because they slaughtered our people. But go ahead with 25.
Come on, sir. Therefore there was a great mourning in Israel. In every place where they were. Verse 26.
Everywhere they went, there was a great mourning. And that's how it should be today. Black people should be, what does scripture say? Oppression make a wise man mad. Right. We should be angry. We should be sad. We should be upset at what we see going on in our neighborhoods with our people, man. Instead, man, you will see a death, you will see a march, and that's it. We forget about it. What the hell is marching gonna do? You understand? What's marching gonna do, man? You should never want to join to these people because of the atrocities that they done to us. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 26. So that the princes and the elders mourned. The virgins and the young men were made feeble.
Damn.
And the beauty of the woman was changed. Verse 27.
The beauty of the woman was changed, man. Like, what does the scripture say, man? Our women were so precious that their feet didn't touch the ground. All right? And these times, they made our women look busted up, man, because of the oppression that they were living under. You understand? Keep going.
Hachaanakah. Verse 27. Every bridegroom took up lamentations, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness. Verse 28.
Yeah, but good, sir. Like what we reading, you seeing the over outcome of it right now on black people. You understand? You want to know why black people, why we conditioned the way we are, why we can't get along. You seeing the real big gist of it right here.
God, that's heavy, man. That's why we reading this chapter right here, because it all relates to what we going through today. That's how you know it's the same people with the same mindset. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion.
Covered with confusion. They don't know what the hell to do because of this oppressor and him stopping us from doing our bidding. Nah, just hold off for a minute if you could, sis. We got some more on the way. Go ahead.
Hachaanakah, sir. Verse 29. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector.
Hold off for a minute. Say it again, Salagi.
And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of the tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude.
Go ahead.
Verse 30. And spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit.
But what?
All was deceit.
What does the scripture say, man? Never trust thine enemy, man.
Right.
You understand? You got something?
No, I was just asking, can you give me a water?
Water. All right. But all was deceit. And that's what you hear today, man. Never trust thy enemy. Though he go crouching, you understand? Surely his rust is going to be uncovered. Paraphrasing, of course. And that's what you see today, man. You see the oppressor. What do he do when he wants your vote? You understand? He say he about to do everything for black people. Right. You understand? But when he get in office, what do? He further the destruction. You understand? They pass laws to lock you up for 30 years for non-violent crimes and all type of goofiness. It's just crazy what we go through today. And it's crazy that we can actually read about it thousands of years ago.
Right.
He said all was deceit. Go ahead.
For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city.
He did what?
Fell suddenly upon the city.
Go ahead.
And smote it very sore.
And that's what we going through today, man.
That's right.
Look at your neighborhoods. What the hell? Why is all the black neighborhood and Hispanic and natives neighborhoods look like that? Dude, we don't even got to bring up the reservations. Good night.
Right.
Y'all thought y'all was living bad in the projects, nigga, please. You go on the reservations, you be like, what the hell? Y'all ain't even got no windows? It is going down. Bando ain't the word. Like they no shoes on, all type of stuff. They breaking us down, but they lying to us. You know, he ain't never kept a treaty with the natives people.
Right.
But promised them everything. So go ahead.
If I could, so that's like a big pattern too.
Okay.
Because the Native Indians, this is the same way they got portrayed, and that's how they got overtaken with America. They came in with beautiful deceit. You know what I'm saying? Words smoother than butter, and next thing you know, they slaughtered and killed everybody.
War was in his heart. That's what it says. He spake peaceably words unto them, but all was deceit. That's what he did to our brothers, man. The 10 Northern Kingdom. Go ahead, Kudash.
Salakia. And the crazy thing about what they do, the psychological aspect of it is you go out and vote or you listen to their words, turn around, vote or either listen to them or make some deal with them, get destroyed because they done set you up to get killed, and then afterwards you end up blaming yourself.
Good night.
Saying we must didn't vote enough, or
good night.
Maybe somebody did something wrong to the white man and the Native Indians got killed.
That's that witchcraft they put on us.
Right.
You understand?
Damn right, sir.
Oh, foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you? Who were the Galatians? They were Greek-speaking Israelites. You understand? Katan, do you have something?
I was just thinking it was heavy when it said all of his words. It didn't say some.
That's heavy.
Couple. It was all of them.
That's a great observation.
Came out of his mouth.
Come. You got something, Shawak? Yeah, that's heavy, right? That's heavy. It didn't say some of his words. Everything this devil said out his mouth was deceit. And that's what you living in today. You understand? He tells you on his money, in God we trust. But what does he do with the scriptures? He say you ain't got to obey him.
Right.
Good night. All his words is deceit. What'd you say, Kodash Salagi?
He don't trust their God.
Man, you hear me? He say he do, but he don't. He say God love everybody, but he never speaks to the oppression that we in. Right. You got something, right?
Yeah, he hate God's chosen people.
Damn right.
Kill them off.
Damn right.
No, he real. More I get into the Bible, I realize how more the oppressor is really a devil, man.
Right. Damn right.
He is super satanic.
What up for that, goddamn? He's the devil that the Bible speaks of, and it gives you some type of different energy and zeal and strength just to say it. You understand? Come in here and learn how to say that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Make you feel good. You understand? Go ahead, Kudash.
And so like it's just to piggyback on what y'all was saying about the white man being the devil. What people don't know is deceiver is what the devil means. Right? So
Yeah,
once you learn what deception is, now you know what the enemy is doing to you. But if you don't know what deception is, you don't know what your enemy doing, and you continue to get punished and destroyed.
If I could, can I piggyback on what you said? What you were saying was so heavy, and then you could just look at the blueprint on how, you know what I'm saying. Like, if you know anything about National Geographic, the mother cub, what does he teach the baby cub to do?
That's heavy.
They teach the cubs who the enemy is.
Damn right.
And that's what we're doing in the UPK.
Damn right.
And because of Christianity, we don't realize the oppressor. Like these brothers been saying across the room, he's the devil on the earth, man.
That's a heavy statement, man.
That part right there. Once you understand who the enemy is and stop trying to love this man and envy his doctrine and what he's been pushing on you for the last 400 years, you will look at another black man and say, you know what, that's my brother.
Damn right. That's a heavy statement.
No sweat, brother. Matter of fact, come to the school so you can get some more brotherhood.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Learn how to be a better man. Learn how to say kind on kind. All that, man. Everything a black man needs in America resides in the UPK.
That's right.
Christ.
That's right. Damn right, man. That's a heavy statement that you said with the cubs, because every animal, every creature on this planet has a natural instinct and was taught, or either just has it in him naturally, to protect himself, except for us. It's called self-preservation. All right, look it up. Self-preservation is the natural instinct to just protect yourself when in danger. You understand? Stop yourself from doing something that's harmful to you and your family. But Christianity has lied to us and stopped us from teaching ourselves who the enemy is. So we just walk right into the fire. You understand? Burn ourselves every time. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. All right, so keep going.
Hachaanakah, sir. And destroyed much people of Israel. Verse 31. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire.
Damn.
And pulled down the houses and the walls thereof on every side.
You get them goofies like Sinetta, like, well, all your artifacts and all your different things. Nigga, you're reading about it. You're reading about it right now. We are destroyed people, man. They took our land and they took our resources and everything and then took it back to their homeland.
If I could, sir, they burnt our artifacts. They burnt it
down.
Set it on fire.
Good
all
night.
our things that was, what do you... Don't you know how you hang things like your accomplishments on the wall or things that you've done in history? Imagine all of that just getting burned down.
We just read about it. So the menorah, all the gold and silver that we had, they took it back to their land and then burnt everything else. Keep going.
Verse 32. But the women and children took they captive and possessed the cattle.
Go ahead.
Verse 33, then built they the city of David with a great and strong wall, and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them.
In our city. That's why we had to take it back during this time. That's why this time is so glorious, man. Most of our feast days is us conquering our oppressors. Just like Thanksgiving is for the white man, Salagi, for the oppressor. That is a gang war. Well, he conquered our brothers, the natives people. That is a turf war, and he celebrates it to this day. Well, we keep the days that the Lord told us to keep. Well, we conquered our enemies. All right, ain't nothing wrong with that. Keep going.
Damn right. Hachaanakah, sir. And they put therein a sinful nation.
They did what?
Put therein a sinful nation.
They took us out and they put therein a sinful nation. Go ahead.
Wicked men.
What?
Wicked men.
And that's what's in our homeland today. A sinful nation. Wicked men. And they call themselves us. You understand? Go ahead.
And forfeited themselves therein.
And fortified themselves therein. So they made the city strong and secure for the wicked men. They took our city. Go ahead. They
stored it also with armor, and victuals. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there And so they became a sore snare.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 36. For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to Israel.
They made our city an evil adversary to us. You understand? And that is a horrible thing. And that's why we got to thank the Most High for the brothers that he put ahead of us, our forefathers, like Mattathias and Judas Maccabees, that came in and took it back. They had the zeal to kill for our culture. And that's something that we lack today, except for the men in here, of course. The men under Commander Johnny Hunter, we ready to do whatever. Now, I ain't telling nobody to go out there and get it done today, because I know a lot of y'all about ready, but we ain't doing that today. But when it's necessary, man, you're going to see Christ crack that sky.
Right.
And he's going to kill, just like Mattathias and Judas Maccabees did, and take and deliver us from this hostile land that we in today. Katab, you got something?
Just a quick question and clarification. So in 35, when they said they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they had laid them up there so they became a sore snare. So it was just like they put them on display so it could be a trap so people want to come.
We're going to come back and okay. We're going to hurry up and wrap this up. Commander Johnny Hunter is teaching now, so we're going to get done with this chapter, and then we're going to tune into the class where Commander Johnny Hunter is teaching. There's no way on this planet that I could ever teach better than him. All right, so what we're going to do is finish with this, and then we're going to go to Commander Johnny Hunter. All right, go ahead.
Verse 37. Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it. Verse 38. Insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them.
We fled our homeland because these heathens was in there. Go ahead.
Whereupon the city was made a habitation of strangers.
Habitation of strangers like it is today. You got the fake Jews over there looking disgusting in our homeland, and we got to battle them to say that they are not Jews. You understand? We did a video in Cleveland, you know, where the goddamn fake Jew had enough nerve to walk up on us. So we telling him who he is. Me and Officer 5000 Quadash the Bar, and we the Israelites. He said, if y'all the Israelites, well, who am I? Nigga. Nigga is easily identified. You understand? But that's how it is, man. We got these devils in our land. All right, read it again.
Insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them.
Mm-hmm.
Whereupon the city was made a habitation of strangers.
Go ahead.
And became strange to those that were born in her.
Good night. You go to Israel today, it is a strange land to you.
That's right.
Brothers left from Chicago like some goddamn fools because they under bad leadership. And what happened when they got there? First, they was in the desert of Africa.
Right.
Starving. Then they got to Israel and got treated like some slaves. You understand? Right. But this is their land. It was strange to them. Go ahead.
And her own children left her.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 39. Her sanctuary was... Her sanctuary...
And that's what we're reading about today. That's what this feast is about. The sanctuary and the temple of the Lord. Go ahead.
Was laid to waste like a wilderness.
Like a wilderness, man. Go ahead.
Her feasts were turned into mourning.
Her what?
Her feasts were turned into mourning.
Today is the feast of dedication. Go ahead.
If I could, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so heavy too because what you reading, like, you know what I'm saying? This is the reason why black people can't understand the Bible no more. You see what I'm saying? Like, what you reading today, why it's so important in history, is the reason why black people don't understand, you feel me, them going against their oppressors and actually putting up a fight. Right. You actually reading this right now. You understand us of why we don't take the law serious no more.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So
that's very heavy, man. This part of our history has been left out. The Christian church has lied to us, man. You understand? Your grandma think that she a heathen. That's crazy. Ain't that crazy? Man. She thinks she a Gentile, man. That's because they left out the Greek captivity to where this happened to us. And our land was taken. You know what I'm saying? Our sanctuary was taken. What happened with the Greeks, man? It was just hidden from us. All right, what they call it, apocrypha, the hidden books.
All the missing books out of the Bible.
Yeah. Keep going, brother.
Her feast days were turned into mourning, her Sabbaths into reproach, her honor into contentment.
Sabbaths into reproach. Like it was like a bad thing to even try to keep the Sabbath now because of the Greeks. Go ahead.
Verse 40. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased.
So her glory was very high, but the dishonor for that was more than the glory because of these goddamn filthy heathens. Go ahead.
Right, sir. And her excellency was turned into mourning.
Go ahead.
Verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all people should be one people.
That is disgusting. And that's America that you living in today. Everybody smoke weed. Everybody do drugs. Everybody be gay. Everybody just have sex. Don't worry about AIDS. I'm going to give you a pill.
Right.
It is disgusting here.
Right.
They want everybody to be one people. And when you step outside of that, they tell you that you're crazy. Something wrong with you. You understand?
Wait.
Go ahead, brother.
Too, sir, because I got a scripture too.
This
is in First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 56. And when they had rent in pieces the book of the law, which they found, they burned them with fire.
That's heavy, man. That was heavy.
And they took that law, man. They took our books, the records, and once they caught somebody with that, they'd take that Bible, man, and burn it.
That's heavy right there. Say it again. Come. That's heavy, man. The book of the law. They took your feast days. They do the same thing to us today. They tell us that the law is done away with.
Right.
Good night. They might hold up the Bible, but they don't read it. All right, keep reading.
Kind of.
You got something, Kodash? Go ahead.
I just wanted to piggyback on what y'all said was so heavy that they took our books and burned them with fire. That's what the Bible said.
Yeah.
When you look into history, they also did the same thing when they first came over here to America.
Tell Sarnetta that, because he
The
does.
Native American Indians had a Bible called the Mayan Codices, which had similar laws. You know, they kind of faded off a little bit, but they had similar laws that was not Christianity. The white man came over here, burned all their Bibles up, then converted them to their white version of Christianity, and this is why we destroy it to this day.
Anytime the oppressor takes over anywhere, he burns and destroys your culture and makes you be a white man.
And if I could, sir,
Look at all the boarding schools that they had here.
Right.
Why'd they do that? They made the Gadites cut their hair. You understand? And separated them from their family and made them be white people. To today, you can't even tell them that they're Israelites. But the most artifactual history and facts of anybody being an Israelite is the 10 northern tribes. Right. But if you tell them that, they like, nigga, I worship the wolf and this Turtle Island, and like, goddamn, they so lost. Barack, you had something? Barack, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, sir, it's extremely heavy what you're bringing out because, you know, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, they have a notion of you just gotta work hard to get riches and things like this. You reading how your oppressor done got all of his riches. It was through robbing, murdering, and straight up destruction.
Right.
God, let me hear 49. So
49, sir? Kind. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 49. To the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinance.
That's what we had today. We forgot the law. We forgot our culture. And it's a beautiful and glorious thing. Once again, that Commander General Yohana kept it alive for us. You understand? Without Commander General Yohana, man, you might be having a purple shirt on or something. Look at all these real niggas in the room. Like, fuck no. He ain't doing that. It's so heavy, man, because we forgot the law. You understand? We forgot our culture. Go ahead.
Verse 50. And whosoever would not do according to the commandments of the king,
Whoever wouldn't keep Christmas, whoever wouldn't keep Easter, you understand? Whoever wouldn't shave the goddamn hair off their face, you know, keep going.
he said he should die.
He should do what?
Die.
Man, that's why black people forgot who they was. Because niggas weren't trying to get murked. You feel me?
Right.
So they just said whatever it is, man. Damn. Because they ain't want to die. Now, there was a few of us that would say, nigga, we gonna go to death with this. You understand? And they'll tell you in the Bible that is the zeal of the Lord. You're zealous, man. You are the spirit of the Most High. If you're willing to die for these scriptures, these laws, statutes, and commandments in your culture, this is a good thing. All right, go ahead.
Verse 51. In the selfsame manner wrote he to the whole kingdom, and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice, city by city. Verse 52. Then many of the people who were gathered unto them, to wit every one that forsook the law, and so they committed evils in the land.
That's what we doing today. It's a gang of Israelites today that don't know who they are, don't care who they are, and all they do is eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Don't keep the Sabbath. You understand? Celebrate Christmas. All right. Evils in the land. Go ahead.
Verse 53. And drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could flee for scores. Verse 54. Now, the 15th day of the month of Caslu, in the 145th year, they set up abominations of desolation upon the altar.
That's what we're reading about, which is why the temple had to be rededicated, because they did what?
Set up abominations of desolation upon the altar.
Go ahead.
And built idol altars throughout the city of Judea on every side.
All right, so they put their Greek god Zeus and all these different gods up, you understand, in place of the Most High power, and took down our ornaments and our menorahs and stuff, and they put their stuff up. Go ahead.
And burnt incense at the doors of the house of their houses and in the streets. Verse 56. And when they had rented in pieces the books of the law, which they had found.
They did what with the book?
Rented pieces.
They tore it up, man. They burnt it. This is the Bible that you're reading about. They tore our book up, man. Burnt it up. And told us to worship Zeus and Hercules. What the hell? Who was that goddamn lady with the dreads? Medusa. It's Shiva in East what you call it? East Indians. But it came from the Greeks, man, with Medusa. Go ahead.
They burnt them with fire. Verse 57. Whosoever was found with any books of the testament, or if any committed to the law, the king's commandment was they should be put to death.
Didn't they tell you couldn't read in slavery?
Right.
Let them catch you with the Bible.
Right.
These are the same people, man. It's just going, it's happening over and over. Nothing new under the sun.
Right, sir.
Go ahead.
Thus did, verse 50, Slaki. Verse 58. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month.
Every month, they came through to see what was going on with us. They ripped up our books, burnt us, and put niggas to death. That was still keeping the customs of the Israelites. And that's why in the New Testament, you see people calling themselves Greek.
Right.
You understand? What they say? They think Cornelius was a goddamn Gentile. Timothy, they call him a Greek, right? You ain't no goddamn Greek. So this is the reason. But your Christian church is so stupid. They skip over whole captivities. They went straight from what? The Babylonians, I believe it was, to the Romans.
Right.
So all through the Bible, you see what it says that shit There shouldn't be. There's no difference between the Jew or the Greek. They never even think about reading the Apocrypha and getting this history. You got something, Kodash?
It's kind of crazy that those Greek homosexuals stopped us from learning the law, and now, knowing that ye are of your father the devil, you got black homosexual Christian preachers stopping us from learning the Bible.
That's heavy.
They just don't teach.
That's heavy. But why do the black gay preachers do that?
Because they just so in love with their slave master.
Stick with the scripture. You right, but stick with the scripture. What does scripture say? If you teach these people to come away from the law, we gonna reward you. What do the Christian pastors get? They get money, right? Ain't they riding Bentleys? Goddamn, what is his name, man? Damn, I can't remember his name.
The one with the ice that got robbed.
Not him. There's another preacher, man, in Atlanta. This nigga got his whole block named after him. Creflo Dollar.
Oh, Creflo.
Yeah. You got something, Shawat?
I thought you were talking about Wayne T. Jackson, but you was right.
Wayne T. Jackson was pumping on the bus, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He a butt pumper, man. Salaki. No homo. You know what I'm saying? That's what Wayne T. Jackson known for now. All right, so keep going for time's sake.
Count, sir. Verse 54. Now, the 15th day of the month.
Nah, you done.
Salaki.
I think you had like 57, 58.
Count. I just picked it up for 57 there, so. And who? Oh, count, 58, Salaki. Thus they did. Oh no, Salaki, I'm at 59. Good night, that's gonna start already. Now the 5 and 20th day of the month.
Now the what?
The 5 and 20th day of the month.
What day was it?
The 5 and 20th day of the month.
Go ahead.
They did sacrifices upon the idol altar.
They did what?
Sacrifices upon the idol altar.
What a lot of Israelites about to do on the 5 and 20th day of the month.
Oh, good night.
That's heavy, ain't it?
Good night.
I ain't never read that, huh? Yeah. Let's go all the way back to the Babylonian captivity. The Egyptians kept the same custom. The Greeks got it from the Egyptians. Remember, they just took over Egypt. You understand? It's the same custom keep coming back on the earth. Read it again.
Verse 59. Now the 5 and 20th day of the month, they did sacrifice upon the idol altar.
But today they say this Jesus' birthday.
Right.
What? On the 5 and 20th day of the month, man, they was always doing something wicked and sacrificing it to idols. And today, you're going to have to fight your mom and your grandma to keep them from doing it. You understand?
Right.
Your daughter going to call you evil and wicked.
Right.
Because you don't want her to sacrifice until an idol. You understand? But they was doing it back in the Greek captivity. Go ahead.
Count, sir.
The 5 and 20th day.
Which was upon the... Now on the 5 and 20th day of the month, they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of God.
Ain't that what they do in their Christian church? On the 5 and 20th day, what they do in the Christian church? They got the biggest tree, church big as hell. They try to find a tree that's going to hit the church ceiling. You feel me?
Count, sir.
Now that ain't the altar of God. Because you see they got the Tammuz teeth through that church. It don't have nothing to do with us or the Most High. But this is what they've been doing for thousands of years. That's why it's so difficult to get them out of it today.
Right.
You could tell them, man, I'm telling you, you could tell a sister or brother, man, look, man, why you celebrate Christmas, man? You're over 30 years old. You can't look and read that this is paganism? Yeah, well, I just been doing it for so long. You feel me? It's a family tradition, and they don't even care. And we reading about it all the way back in the Apocrypha. You understand? You got something to talk? Let me hear it,
I
bro.
was just gonna say that. I mean, I thank Commander Junior Hunter because
Damn
as
right.
old as I am, and I've read this before, it literally said the 5 and 20th day. And I've never made that connection until this moment, man. That just blew my mind. I'm like, Come to class. Come to class.
There you go, there you go. Don't think your slavery is more important. Getting these gems that's been held back from you for years. They burned our books and they stopped us. They put us to death for learning our culture. Don't you think that's important? Your job and them little tools and fuels, man, they gonna give you a 50-cent raise, but I think we could do without it because what Christ is gonna give us is way more than that 50 cent. You hear me? All we got to do is be strong in the truth, man. Be able to raise our brothers and sisters up and see these scriptures, man. Some people can read that scripture and still don't understand it. So it's heavy that you even see it. What the scripture say, man? You didn't choose me, I chose you. You feel me?
Right.
All right, we about to wrap it up now. How many verses we got left?
3.
Go ahead.
Verse 60. At which time, according to the commandments, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised.
Go ahead.
Verse 61.
If I could, sir, bubble shot. That right there is so heavy right there because what we had learned in Egypt when it was the order to kill all the male babies, you understand? They just refused to do it. Right. Now you seeing right here how much more evil the Greeks are because they literally put them sisters to death. You understand? They put them straight to death for not, you know what I'm saying, for circumcising the children.
Right. Right, guy, you got something?
Yeah. Then I was going to say that that's heavy because like that kind of go back into slavery, but instead of killing the women, they was taking the children away from them.
Man, this is way deeper, man. You know what I'm saying? They killing babies. Read the next verse.
Hachaanakah, verse 61. And they hanged the infants about their neck.
All right, now slavery, it was really about money, so they wouldn't really kill the slaves. You know what I'm saying? Because they'd lose their little investment, but the Greeks didn't give a damn. You feel me? You ain't listening. We just read it. If they caught you reading the Bible, you get put to death.
Right.
If you keep any of your Sabbaths and feast days, you get put to death. Circumcision is a law. They put the mama to death and the baby to death. Good night. Keep going.
And rifled their houses.
Come on.
And slew them that had circumcised
right,
them.
we shot their houses up. Goddamn.
Good
night. Damn. It's getting busy on us, man. Go ahead.
Verse 62. Howbeit in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing.
Now, there was some of us in Israel that was like, nigga, we ain't going for it. We ain't about to do it. Go ahead.
Verse 63. Wherefore, rather to die.
They rather die than to eat pig, shrimp, crab, pork, lobster, celebrate Christmas, and all these different idols that the Greeks tried to force on us. Go ahead.
That they may not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died.
So they just went to death. Just like if you coming over here on them slave ship, you'll see a lot of slaves be like, man, just throw me in the water.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
Kazak, go ahead.
It's like when you said that they would rather die than to eat unclean foods. When we just went through everybody in the world celebrate Thanksgiving, and you know everything closed down. And everybody at my slave was just baffled, like man, you ain't gonna eat nothing.
No, I'm
like,
straight.
I ain't eating today. Like you just ain't gonna eat nothing, bro. I mean, you just go get a sandwich. I'm like, I'm good, right? You know what I'm saying? So they was just so baffled, like, man, I ain't about to be hungry. Right. You got brothers and sisters in the scripture to the point where they like, shit, I'm sloppy. Well, we'll just die before we eat it.
Yeah.
They just like, man, I ain't even going to be hungry before I eat it. You know
Right.
So
Yeah.
it shows a big difference in our people. And how
Damn
we
right.
got weak.
You see who's zealous for the law, who's not. One age-old argument that you'll hear is, what if I was stuck on the island and there wasn't nothing to eat but a pig? You know what I'm saying? Nigga, go find a plant or something. Go Go eat some fruit. Like, why you just focus in on this pig?
Right.
Baby back rib eating nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, go find something else to eat. Go ahead, Kodash.
And so, like, a lot of the people that say, what if I was stuck on an island? The problem is they never been to an island.
You never even been outside of the D.
They've been
You know
in
what I'm saying?
captivity for so long, they fantasize about being stuck on
Right.
an island eating pork.
The only boat you been on was the Babylon boat. So like, leave it alone. You're not getting on no island. Come on, man. Keep going. What verse you at? You at the last verse? All right, go ahead.
Verse 64. And there was very great wrath upon Israel.
There was very great wrath upon Israel because some of them was willing to do it, but then you had that small few that were just so real that they would never betray their power, just like Daniel in the lion's den. You understand? Daniel was serving in captivity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was breaking down all type of dreams and everything, but he refused to go against the Most High, and the Most High delivered him out of the lion's mouth. You understand? And that's the same thing that's going to happen for us, man. And Mattathias and Judah Maccabees, they knew it, so what they did was they held strong. And everybody that rode with them, they brought them up into the mountains and they waged guerrilla warfare on these goddamn heathens. You understand? And that's what we're going to pick up with the closing. So today you get to see how the temple was taken from us. And in our next class, we'll show you how we took it back. And that's so heavy. You understand? It's heavy for Israel to see that. You know what I'm saying? Clap it up for the Lord. All right? And with that, we're going to close out with the prayer. All right, Commander Jimmy Hanna is on. Shalom, Israel.
All right, men of Israel. I imagine. When I go down, which means to face the east. Lord's Prayer. In the Hebrew, Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayah, Kodash, Hayah, Shemkah, Yahoo, Malakukah, Kaba'ah, Ratazakah, Hayah, Ashah, Ba'aratazah, Kawah, Hayah, Bashemaya, Nathalano, Lakam, Kab, Yawam, Wasalakno, Kabawakno, Kasalakno, Kabawak. You know, Walla'ah, Nabiya'ah, no, Bana son of one, Abor, our Shah, no, Ayan, Ra, Kaya, Lakah, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wata'apara, La'awalamya, Aman, Lord's Prayer in English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts. We forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. So, men of Israel, I imagine Shabbat, I imagine Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Rakatah, Yajmatah. We're going to salute the sisters. Son, I imagine Shabbat, I imagine Barak, Yahweh Shemar Alatah Hashem Yahushua, Yajmatah. Dismiss.
Shalagi, Kodash. You heard that? Yeah.